The Love Stars. Once upon a time, there was a king in the heaven. The king had a pretty daughter named Jiknyo. She was good-hearted and good-looking, so all the angels in the heaven liked her. Whenever angels went down to the earth, they bragged about Jiknyo.
Our princess is good at weaving, and her name is Jiknyo.
Soon, the animals liked her too. On a flowery spring day, Jiknyo went out of the palace and met a young man with a cow. He looked manly, and his name was Wu, which meant he was good at looking after cows. They fell in love at first sight. They promised to marry each other. The king of the heaven got very angry to know the truth.
How can a princess date a man who looks after cows? Kick both of them out of the Milky Way!
So, Wu and Jiknyo happened to live apart, one in the east and the other in the west, with the Milky Way between them. The Milky Way was the deepest and longest river in the heaven, so they could not meet each other at all. The king let them see only once a year, and that was Chuseok, the 7th day of the 7th lunar month. However, they couldn't cross the Milky Way, so they only called each other's name sadly. I miss you, Jiknyo.
I miss you too, Wu.
Wu and Jiknyo cried a lot, like a waterfall. Their tears made the rivers overflow and flooded all the houses and mountains. The animals living on the earth lost their houses and food and got so worried whenever Chuseok came. One day, the animals in the forest held a meeting.
Chuseok is coming, and we're going to suffer from a flood again this year. What should we do?
Said the fox, and the eagle spoke too.
It's heartbreaking to see Wu and Jiknyo crying at the opposite sides of the Milky Way.
The animals kept talking, but couldn't think of any good ideas. Then, the baby magpie said,
How about making a bridge for them? All of us, the magpies and the crows.
Oh, that sounds great! That's a good idea!
The animals were happy about the idea. Finally, Chuseok had come. Wu and Jiknyo, who were crying at the opposite sides of the Milky Way, were really surprised. There were magpies and crows gathering around the Milky Way and holding one's tail in another's mouth. And then they became a long bridge across the Milky Way. The baby magpie said,
Wu, Jiknyo, cross the Milky Way now!
The two lovers rushed to each other and met on the middle of the bridge. They hugged and shed happy tears. Their happy tears now became a clear and bright drizzle. The animals were so happy that they even danced.
It won't rain heavily on Chuseok again.
Since then, Wu and Jiknyo could meet on the bridge of the magpies and crows on Chuseok. And around this time every year, magpies and crows go bald. That's because Hyunwoo and Chiknya has stepped on their heads.